Imagine standing at an airport gate, your passport in hand, and the immigration officer looks up at you with a smile that says, "Welcome home." For Jewish travelers in 2025, there are 7 countries on this planet where that moment isn't just possible, it's guaranteed. No visa applications, no endless paperwork, no waiting. Just open arms. But here's what will shock you. Number 3 on this list is a country most people would never expect. And number 7, it might just change your entire perspective on global unity. Stay until the end, because what I'm about to reveal about these nations will restore your faith in humanity. Let's begin. Country number 7, Colombia. Yes, you heard that right, Colombia. Now, I know what you're thinking. Colombia? Really? But here's where it gets beautiful. Colombia has one of the most vibrant Jewish communities in Latin America. Over 3,000 Jewish families call this nation home, primarily in Bogotá and Barranquilla. Visa policy? Israeli passport holders get 90 days visa-free. American, Canadian, and European Jewish travelers, same deal. No questions asked. But here's what makes Colombia special. In Bogotá, there's a neighborhood called Chico. Walk through its streets and you'll find kosher restaurants next to Catholic churches, synagogues near salsa clubs. It's a fusion of cultures that works. The Jewish community here faced challenges in the past, especially during conflict periods, but they persevered, they built, they thrived. And today, the Colombian government has made it clear Jewish travelers are not just welcomed, they're celebrated. Travel tip? Visit during Hanukkah. The public menorah lighting in Parque 93 is attended by people of all faiths: Muslims, Christians, Jews, atheists. Everyone comes together. That's Colombia for you. Safety? The cities are safer now than they've been in decades. The coffee is world-class. The people? Warmer than the Caribbean coast. Colombia isn't just visa-free, it's worry-free. Country number 6, Guatemala. Now this one has a story that will give you chills. Visa policy? 90 days visa-free for Israeli and most Jewish travelers from Western nations. But the why behind this policy? That's where it gets powerful. In 1948, when Israel declared independence, Guatemala was the second country in the world to recognize it. Not years later, not after political pressure, immediately, within days. Why? Because Guatemala understood what it meant to fight for your right to exist. Fast forward to today, Guatemala City has a thriving Jewish community of about 1,000 members, small but mighty. Here's what moved me. In 2018, Guatemala moved its embassy in Israel to Jerusalem. When the rest of the world hesitated, Guatemala led, not for political gain, but because of a 70-year friendship that never wavered. For Jewish travelers, Guatemala offers something unique: ancient Mayan ruins, colonial architecture, and a Jewish community that treats you like family from day one. Visit the Congregation Israelita in Zone 9 of Guatemala City. Even if you're not religious, the warmth you'll feel there is universal. And here's the kicker. Guatemala has some of the most affordable travel costs in Central America. Your dollar stretches, your experiences multiply. Lake Atitlan, Tikal, Antigua, these aren't just tourist spots, they're places where you can explore freely, knowing you're in a country that stands with you, not against you. Guatemala isn't just a destination, it's a testament to unwavering friendship. Number 5, Panama, the crossroads of the Americas, and for Jewish travelers, a crossroads of opportunity. Visa policy: 180 days visa-free. That's 6 months. Let that sink in. Panama doesn't just welcome you, it invites you to stay. The Jewish community here dates back to the 1800s. Today, about 10,000 Jews call Panama home, mostly in Panama City. What makes Panama extraordinary? First, it's a financial hub. Stable economy, dollar-based currency, perfect for digital nomads and business travelers. Second, the Kol Shereth Israel Synagogue in Panama City, it's not just a place of worship, it's a landmark, recognized, respected, protected. But here's what surprised me most. Panama has zero tolerance for anti-Semitism. It's written into their non-discrimination laws. Hate speech? Prosecuted. Discrimination? Illegal. The government doesn't just talk about tolerance, they enforce it. For Jewish travelers, this means wearing a kippah in public? Safe. Kosher restaurants? Available. Shabbat observance? Respected. Travel experience. The Panama Canal is obviously a must-see, but also visit Casco Viejo, the Old Quarter. You'll find Jewish-owned cafes, art galleries, and boutique hotels where the owners will sit with you for coffee and share stories. Panama isn't just visa-free for 6 months, it's home-free for 6 months. And honestly, many travelers extend their stay because when a place feels this right, why leave? Country number 4. Costa Rica. Pura vida. Pure life. That's not just Costa Rica's motto. For Jewish travelers, it's a promise. Visa policy. 90 days visa-free for Israeli passport holders and most Western Jewish travelers. Costa Rica has about 3,000 Jews, primarily in San Jose. Small community, massive impact. Here's why Costa Rica earns its spot. 1. Historical significance. Costa Rica was one of the first Latin American countries to recognize Israel in 1948. But unlike others, they didn't just recognize it politically, they embraced it culturally. 2. Safety. Costa Rica abolished its military in 1949. It's one of the most peaceful nations on earth. For Jewish travelers, especially families, this is everything. 3. The community. The Centro Israelita Sionista Synagogue in San Jose offers Shabbat services every week. But here's what's beautiful. Non-Jewish Costa Ricans often attend to learn and celebrate with the community. Travel experience. Imagine waking up in Monteverde cloud forest, knowing you're in a country where your identity is not a political statement, but just part of the beautiful diversity. Visit Manuel Antonio National Park, surf in Tamarindo, hike a Arenal volcano, and know that at the end of the day, you can find kosher food in San Jose or participate in Shabbat services overlooking the mountains. A personal story that touched me. In 2019, a group of Israeli backpackers got lost hiking in Costa Rica. The local community didn't just help them, they hosted them, gave them food, shelter, and refused payment. Because in Costa Rica, when you're familia, you're familia. Costa Rica isn't just about biodiversity, it's about humanity diversity. And they're doing it right. Country number 3. Brazil. This is the one most people don't expect, and yet it's one of the most incredible entries on this list. Visa policy: 90 days visa-free for Israelis and most Jewish travelers. Brazil has the largest Jewish population in Latin America. Over 100,000 Jews call Brazil home, primarily in Sao Paulo and Rio de Janeiro. But size isn't what makes Brazil special. It's the spirit. Here's what'll blow your mind. Sao Paulo has the Hebraica Club, one of the most famous Jewish social clubs in the world. It's not exclusive to Jews, it welcomes everyone, but it's a symbol of how integrated and respected the Jewish community is. During Carnival, you'll see Jewish floats celebrating Jewish heritage alongside samba schools. Imagine that! In a country known for Catholic traditions, Jewish culture is celebrated publicly and proudly. The Brazilian government has consistently stood against anti-Semitism. In 2023, they passed some of the most strictest hate crime laws in South America, specifically targeting anti-Semitic acts. Travel experience: Rio de Janeiro, Christ the Redeemer, Copacabana, and the Asociación Religiosa Israelita Synagogue with an ocean view. Sao Paulo, the Jewish quarter in Higienópolis, kosher bakeries next to Brazilian steakhouses. It's a food lover's paradise. Amazon rainforest? Yes, there are Jewish communities even in Manaus, deep in the Amazon. Jewish travelers have been exploring Brazil for generations. Why Brazil matters? It's not just about visa-free entry. It's about entering a country where your presence enriches the cultural tapestry, not complicates it. Brazil doesn't just open its arms, it opens its heart. And for Jewish travelers, that's priceless. Country number 2, Mexico. Our closest neighbor to the south, and for Jewish travelers, one of the most welcoming destinations on earth. Visa policy: 180 days visa-free for Israelis and most Jewish travelers. That's 6 months of tacos, beaches, and belonging. Mexico has approximately 50,000 Jews, making it one of the largest Jewish communities in Latin America. Mexico City alone has over 40,000. But here's what makes Mexico extraordinary. The Jewish community here has been integral to Mexico's development. In business, arts, politics, medicine, Jewish Mexicans have left an indelible mark. Polanco in Mexico City is home to a significant Jewish population. Walk down the streets and you'll see kosher restaurants rivaling those in New York, multiple synagogues representing different Jewish traditions, Jewish schools, community centers, and cultural institutions. The Mexican government has made it clear: Jewish heritage is Mexican heritage. Historical moment? In the 1930s and 40s, when many countries closed their doors to Jewish refugees fleeing Europe, Mexico opened theirs. Thousands of Jews found safety in Mexico. That legacy continues today. Travel experience? From the ancient pyramids of Teotihuacan to the beaches of Tulum, Jewish travelers explore Mexico freely and safely. Cancun and Playa del Carmen now have kosher hotels and restaurants catering specifically to Jewish tourists. Why? Because Mexico recognized that Jewish travelers bring not just tourism dollars, but cultural exchange. A moment that defines Mexico? Every year, Mexico City hosts a public Hanukkah celebration in the Zocalo, the main square. Thousands attend. The mayor lights the menorah. It's not a Jewish event, it's a Mexican event celebrating Jewish culture. That's what acceptance looks like. Mexico doesn't just offer you a vacation, it offers you a second home.
Number 1. United Arab Emirates. If you told someone 5 years ago that the UAE would be number 1 on this list, they would have laughed. Today, nobody's laughing. They're booking flights, visa policy, visa-free entry for Israeli passport holders up to 90 days. This is historic. Why is this number 1? Because it represents something bigger than travel. It represents transformation. The Abraham Accords of 2020 changed everything. What was once impossible became reality overnight. Today, in Dubai and Abu Dhabi, the Abrahamic family house stands as a symbol: a mosque, a church, and a synagogue on one compound. Kosher restaurants are everywhere. Jewish travelers walk freely, safely, and proudly. The UAE government has allocated land for future synagogues and Jewish community centers. This is unprecedented in the Gulf region. Travel experience. Imagine standing at the Burj Khalifa, the tallest building on earth, wearing a Star of David necklace and feeling safe, welcome, celebrated. Visit the Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosque in Abu Dhabi. As a Jewish traveler, you're not just tolerated, you're invited to learn, understand, and appreciate. The food scene? Rib and loin in Dubai offers glatt kosher meat. Armani Cafe has kosher options. This isn't accommodation. This is integration. Why this matters? The UAE isn't perfect. No country is. But what they've done in just 5 years is nothing short of miraculous. They took a leap of faith. They chose peace over conflict. They chose bridges over walls. And for Jewish travelers, they sent a message heard around the world. You are not our enemies. You are our guests. And in our culture, guests are sacred. The UAE earns the number 1 spot not just for visa-free travel, but for rewriting history. This is what the future looks like. 7 countries, 7 stories, 1 powerful message. In a world that often focuses on division, these nations remind us that unity is possible, that acceptance isn't weakness, it's strength. For Jewish travelers in 2025, the world is more open than ever before. From the unexpected warmth of Colombia to the historic breakthrough in the UAE, these countries prove that borders don't have to be barriers. So here's my challenge to you. Pick one of these 7 countries. Book a ticket. Experience it for yourself. Because travel isn't just about seeing new places, it's about being seen, being welcomed, being home even when you're thousands of miles away. If this video opened your eyes, hit that like button, subscribe for more content on global unity and travel freedom, and drop a comment. Which country surprised you the most? The world is waiting, and it's saying, welcome home.